Okay, we'll start the lecture. So, in the last lecture, we have discussed about the weathering of rocks. Okay, before that, we were studying what? We were studying the formation of rock. Okay. So, after studying weathering of rocks, now you might be having an idea how the weathering takes place, how the erosion of rocks takes place, okay, and how all these materials are transported from one place to another. Okay. Then we have studied further about all the weathering processes, the different types of weathering, and all the process which are involved in that. So, in that regard, now moving on to the next topic, that is your soil formation. Okay, so this soil profile and soil formation is also one of a geological process. Okay, it is very important for a civil engineer also. Why? Because whatever construction, whatever module you are going to construct, you are going to start it from the ground level. In fact, beneath the ground level. Okay, so you will be dealing with the soil. Soil is the first material you will be dealing with. You have to survey what kind of soil will be there. Based on that, the foundation, the type of foundation or the type of footings you will be, identifying what to construct, how to construct, and the entire method of construction, whether the building survival of the building will be there or not. Okay, all the kinds of loads and precautions and everything will start from the soil itself. Okay, so we'll have a look on how the soil profile is studied, and then we'll go for the formation of soils and all. Okay, so as you all are aware, soil is very, it's a very vital, it plays a very vital role in existence of the life on the planet. So apart from just constructing the buildings from the soil, it also contributes to the entire this thing ecosystem. Okay, so how the soil is formed? This is basically the this thing, result of weathering and erosion. Okay, जो लास्ट लेक्चर में हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था वेदरिंग ऑफ रॉक्स. फाइनली इफ द ग्रेजुअल वेदरिंग ऑफ रॉक्स टेक्स प्लेस, ओके, देन फर्दर द वेदर्ड पार्टिकल्स आर फर्दर वेदर्ड, फिर उसका इरोजन हो रहा है, फिर उसकी फर्दर वेदरिंग हो रही है. तो व्हाट हैपन, दिस ग्रेजुअल वेदरिंग ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, इट लीड्स टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ फाइन पार्टिकल्स. Those fine particles contributes what, the formation of soil. सो बेसिकली वेदर्ड रॉक जो तुम्हारे ऑब्टेन हो रहे थे वो किससे हो रहे थे, पेरेंट रॉक से. तो हर सॉइल का, every type of soil, when it comes to type of soil, it also contains what, it contains the this thing, it can relate to the parent rock. Okay, that means parent rock की क्या property होती है, the particular minerals. Okay, so whatever the soil will be classified, the soil will be classified. Okay, it will be having certain specific minerals in that. Like, there are other methods also to classify the soils, but as of now, since we are dealing connecting it with the rocks and minerals, so we'll be studying this part, that there are several minerals and the different minerals found in the different kind of soil. So these minerals, they will be imparting properties to the soil specific, uh, that will help us to differentiate the different soil. Like the very first property is color. Okay, the color will be there. Then the granular structure will be imparted to the soil. Okay, then the organic matter in the same soil. Okay, so all these things are imparted by the minerals itself. So soil is basically made up from four different constituents, that is mineral material, organic materials, air, and water. If we see in more details, uh, it is basically we're talking about the soil structure. The soil structure is basically what? It is a combination of these three soil particles, that is sand, silt, and clay. Every soil will have certain amount of sand content in it, then certain amount of silt in it, and certain amount of clay in it. Okay, these three particles together form what? The primary soil particles. Okay, so every soil will be having this, but based on the same, what you say, based on the dominancy. Okay, based on whatever quantity of out of these three particles, whichever particle will dominate the same soil particles, that will be imparting the major properties to it. So based on that, we classify either the soil is sandy or silty or clay. Okay, there are further more classification. Right now, keep this in mind. We are dealing with the same geological part or geological aspect. Okay, I guess you all might be studying soil mechanics right now. Soil mechanics is in this semester only, na? Pratham Kumar, am I audible to you all?
No, sir.
Solid mechanics.
Okay, so maybe in the next semester you'll be studying soil. Yeah. So when you study soil mechanics and geotech engineering, we'll be studying all the different methods to classify the soil, how the soil is found and classified and segregated in various n number of classification based on different factors. But as of now, just consider that basically the soil will be having these three major content: sandy, silty, and clayey particles. So based on the one which dominates, that means जिस जो सबसे ज़्यादा होगा इसमें सॉइल में प्रेजेंट, तो उसके बेसिस पे हम उसको उसी क्लासिफिकेशन में डाल देते हैं. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वट एवर सॉइल इज कंसिडर्ड क्लेई, तो वाई द क्लेई सॉइल इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी क्लेई? बिकॉज द क्ले कंटेंट इन इट विल प्रेसाइड ऑल ओवर द अदर कंटेंट्स. हो सकता है सैंड या सिल्ट में से कोई हो भी नहीं. ठीक है. इट इज ऑल्सो पॉसिबल दैट द अदर कंटेंट विल बी ऑलमोस्ट नेग्लिजिबल. Okay. Yeah. So the sand is what? It is naturally occurring rough material. How will you differentiate between sand, silt, and clay? In building material, you have studied this, but once again we'll be brushing up what that sand is what based on the size. We classify these three particles based on what? Based on the particle size. Okay. Uh, this uniform of coefficient of uniformity and all, I don't think you might be having an idea. Yeah, as of now, just consider that the particles, okay, the size of the particles. When we talk about size of particle, it means what? It means dia of the particle. Okay. So always keep this in mind. None of the particle in the soil or any material will be exactly spherical, but we will be taking the least lateral dimension of the particle. That is the dia only. Okay, we consider it assumed to be. It is assumed to be as a spherical particle. So, when we classify these sand, silt, and clay, how do we identify? We identify them on the basis of the size of the particle. So, if the size of the particles is between 2 mm and 0.05 mm, it will be classified as the sand. When the same particle is having a size 0.05 to 0.002 mm, it will be classified as silt. And the silt, if it is residing in the soil, then the soil will be classified as silty soil. Okay, this size of this silt particle is between sand and clay, and the smallest of all, clay, is having very fine size of particle. That is the smallest number of size, and this clay is usually less than 0.002 mm in dia. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you differentiate between sand, silt, and clay. That is the reason why, if you have ever I don't know whether you have hold. No, you all must have held sand and silt and clay. Silt, maybe you might be not having an idea, but sand and clay, you are easily. Small children, they play with clay. Okay, what is that clay? That clay is basically soil, nothing else. You impart color to it, and it is sold in certain packets for a good price. So that is a kind of soil which is rich in clay content. Okay, that means what? The particles are very fine. That is the reason why the compaction can be easily achieved. Okay, and those can be remolded into any shape and size. Okay, and they exhibit plastic nature. But on the other hand, if you'll try to hold the sand in your hand, what will happen? It will escape from your hand. Okay, you may not be able to mold the sand into certain you know structures, unless when you are able to construct structures from the sand art and all. You might have seen certain visuals. Okay, there's a very famous person who creates all the sand statues and all. So how does he do that? That is because he makes use of water. Okay, whenever this water sand comes in contact with the water, bulking of sand takes place. Okay, and the voids between the sand particles, air voids, that is filled with water. So it acts as a binding material, and it binds up both of them. Okay. Yeah, then talking about soil composition. The soil composition is what? It is very important aspect of nutrients management. Based on the composition of soil, it is determined that the soil is nutritious and soil is fit for what kind of purpose, whether it is it can be used for agricultural purpose or it is unfit for agricultural purpose. That is dependent upon the components of the soil. Yeah, you can say composition of the soil. So basically soil, 45% of the soil is what? The minerals and nutrients. Then 5%, only 5% of the soil is what? Organic matter. This, out of this organic matter also, out of this 5% organic matter, 10% are microorganisms, 10% are roots, and 80% is humus. Okay. Then 25% of this soil is having water entrapped in it, or in any condition, but it will be having water. And 25% of air. Air is not like it will be having air pockets, but the air voids in between the soil particles. Okay. So what is the composition of the soil? Minerals and nutrients, organic matter, water, and air. So this is your soil composition, which will be governing the nutrients in the soil. Okay. So there are certain factors which are responsible for formation of the soil. What are these factors? The first factor we have already discussed, that is parent material. Whatever parent rock will disintegrate, okay, or you can say जिस भी parent rock से तुम्हारा disintegrate होते होते weathering होते होते final soil बनी है, ठीक है, that is the parent material. अब ये पेरेंट मटेरियल तुम्हारा, देर इज़ अ पॉसिबिलिटी कि वहीं पर हो बहुत टाइम से, या ये भी पॉसिबिलिटी क्या है कि इट मे बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड बाय विंड और वाटर फ्रॉम समवेयर एल्स. ओके, सो इट डज नॉट नेसेसरीली मीन कि पेरेंट मटेरियल तुम्हारा उसी प्लेस पे एग्जिस्ट कर रहा हो. Then climate is one of the major factor. Okay, the amount, intensity, timing, and the kind of precipitation. This is responsible for the breaking down of ecosystems. Okay, like how can I explain this? Yeah, in the snowfall area, okay, in the hilly area, you can see the soil, the texture of the soil is too different. And in the this thing rainy areas, the place where it rains too high, over there the soil structure is quite different. So why there's a variation? Because the variation is caused due to the climatic variation, and climatic variation is the one of the important factors or major factor of formation of soil. Then topography is also one factor. Okay, how topography is factor? Like in comparatively in plain areas, this weathering or disintegration will be, or erosion will be comparatively less compared to what? Compared to the hilly areas. Okay. Yeah. Next is your biological factors. Biological factors includes all the insects, microorganisms, microscopic plants, then normal plants and animals, all the roots. Okay, every living thing or every living entity which contributes to the breaking of soil, or you can say reviving of the soil. Okay, like there are animals like earthworms and all, which helps to revive the nutrients of the soil. Okay, then uh, there are certain more animals which they dug up their this thing homes in the soil itself. So all they are responsible for what? For the formation of the soil. Then time is one of the factor which is responsible for the formation. How? The amount of time it takes for the four factor, with the which four factor? This biological, okay, then parent material, climate, and topography. All these factors are governed by time only. Why? Because it takes a lot of time for the four factors to interact with each other and then finally form the soil. It is not a matter of days, it's not a matter of months or years. Okay, it's a matter of hundred of years, then the soil forms. ऐसा नहीं है कि आज आपने कोई एक पर्टिकुलर पैरेंट रॉक रख दिया, आप 6 महीने बाद आप कंसिडर कर रहे हो कि यार इसका तो सॉइल नहीं बन रहा है. ओके, सो ऐसा नहीं होता है. So it takes a lot of time to this thing, the soil to form. Then comes your soil color. So broadly classifying, see soil color, there are many colors of soil, but broadly classifying, the nature of the soil is the color is either it may be dark color soil or it may be light color soil. Dark color soil, whenever it is there, it will be due to humus. Okay, which means it will be rich in lot of organic matters. Okay, and whenever light color soil is there, that means there will be less amount of organic matter present in the soil. Okay, then after discussing formation and all this, we'll be discussing what the soil profile. Now soil profile is yeah, uh, it's a very good comparison. See, for example, if any of you might be having an idea about photography, so we take when we click a photo of certain close-up shots of certain people, so what we do is we take the profile. Okay, so now आप लोगों ने की left profile, right profile, front profile photo. So that is what, that is why it is known as profile, because it is a particular section. Okay, you are capturing a particular section. If you say left profile of face, that means you are capturing the left side of your face. If you say front profile, that means you are capturing the front side of your face. Okay, frontal look. So in the same way, if we when we study soil profile, okay, it means the vertical section of the soil that is exposed. When it is exposed, whenever we'll be excavating the soil, जब भी हम लोग एक्सकेवेशन करेंगे या हम लोग कोई होल डिग करेंगे ग्राउंड सरफेस में, तो at that time जो भी क्रॉस सेक्शन या you can say the vertical section that appears over there, that is known as what, the soil profile. See, it will be more clear with an example I'll show you. Yeah, before that, a soil horizon makes up a distinct layer of soil. What is a soil horizon? Soil horizon means whatever the layers, उसी soil profile में whenever you'll be finding soil कैसी मिलेगी तुम्हें, layered structure में. So those layered structure together are known as horizon. Okay, so there will be different horizons we will be studying further. Okay, as of now, yeah, this one term you can see over here, that is regolith. A regolith is what? It is the layer of loose heterogeneous material which covers the solid rock. Okay, so whenever this weathering of a rock occurs, what happens within the profile if it occurs? If a particular rock is embedded inside the soil itself and weathering is going on, then what happens? That rock will be surrounded certain the same certain materials. So those materials are together, which covers the solid rock, that is known as regolith. So this regolith has two components, that is solium and saprolite. Okay, the solium means the upper horizons, which are the most weathered portion of the profile. Okay, I'll show you one diagram in just a minute. Yeah, see, in this diagram now it will be quite clear to you. Is it visible to all of you? This diagram.
Yes, sir.
Now it will be clear to all of you. Okay, so when we take a picture of this particular ground surface at this angle, that is what, this is how this will be obtained. Once you excavate the soil, if you start digging from one end, and you'll see this particular this thing, layered structure, this horizon of the soil. So this entire structure is what, the horizon or the profile, soil profile. Okay, and what are these are different horizons. Now what are these horizons? The topmost layer. See, where is the bedrock? Bedrock is at the bottom. ओके, सबसे नीचे क्या है तुम्हारा, बेड रॉक है. उसके ऊपर वाला जो लेयर होता है, दैट इज व्हाट, द वेदर्ड रॉक फ्रेगमेंट्स. ठीक है, जो वेदरिंग होते होते थोड़े से रॉक फ्रेगमेंट्स क्या होते हैं, ऊपर आने लगते हैं या फिर सॉइल पार्टिकल के साथ मिक्स होने लगते हैं. दैट इज योर व्हाट, द वेदर्ड रॉक फ्रेगमेंट. दिस पर्टिकुलर लेयर इज नोन एज सैप्रोलाइट. Okay, this particular layer is saprolite. Okay, this is what, this is least weathered rocks. Okay, then further weathering of these rock fragments takes place and the soil formation is there. This particular structure has been under formation since several years, say hundreds of years, say. Okay, so in the topmost layer you can see the ultimate topmost layer. It contains what, humus. Humus means the plants, dead remains. Okay, dead remains of plants and animals, all the organic matter is contained in the topmost layer. Then there is a topsoil in which the plants starts to grow. Okay, there is this topsoil layer, and after that, once you start digging, you will be finding this subsoil layer. So this particular entire these three layers, humus layer, topsoil layer, and subsoil horizon, these three horizons together are known as solium. So what is the difference between solium and saprolite? What is the difference? The difference is this, that the solium, the kind of layer, the upper horizons are included in solium, and the least weathered rocks, or you can say rock fragments, they are included in the saprolite. Okay. Then if we classify, see these horizons, जो भी layer ही हम लोगों ने पढ़े थे, see, all these layers, humus layer, topsoil layer, subsoil layer, these are classified as different horizon. So we have designated certain terms for them. Like solium, it contains O, A, and B horizons, and saprolite contains C horizon. What are these horizons? We'll be, discussing further. See here, there's one more image very clearly depicting the parent material, which is at the bottommost layer. Then the subsoil, or this thing saprolite layer, this above it, it is containing, see the nature, parent rock material जहाँ पर है वहाँ पे तुम्हें unweathered या non weathered rock तुम्हें मिलेगा, ठीक है, the entire bedrock layer. उसके ऊपर अगर तुम थोड़ा सा आओगे तो you will be finding the subsoil or the saprolite layer. Then after that, और ऊपर आओगे तो टॉप सॉइल और ह्यूमस एंड सरफेस लिटर्स. जो सरफेस पे तुम्हारे प्रॉपर सॉइल के ऊपर भी क्या होता है, द डेड रिमेन्स, डेड लीव्स, प्लांट्स, एनिमल्स, मशरूम्स, okay, all the fungi, algae, ferns, all these small plants and all, they will be there. So what does this mean? This topmost layer is what? Solium. Then middle layer is known as what? The saprolite. And lastly there is bedrock. Okay. So there are certain, as I told you, the different layers are known as the different horizons of a soil profile. जो भी कोई soil profile तुम देखोगे उसमें different horizons होते हैं. These horizons are based on what? On certain factors like colors, roots, structures, rock fragment. So based on the amount of root or amount of structure, rock fragments which are found in that. For example, अगर top layer की consider करोगे, जो O horizon जिसको बोलते हैं हम, ठीक है, see like this one. In the next line, in next point you can see the master soil horizon. These are the major soil horizons which are classified by us. Okay. So this is from top to bottom, O, A, E, and B, C, R, like this. Okay, they are represented by different letters. Okay, so this O horizon is the topmost layer. Now if you consider the speciality, okay, this is topmost layer and the layer which is having the least depth. So as you move downwards down the horizon, what happens? The change in horizon will be there, and the depth will start increasing. See, you can see here, O horizon is the topmost layer. It is having a depth up to 0 to from 0 to 2 feet. So it can be ranging up to 2 feet only. Then R horizon, the last horizon, if you see, then it can be, the depth can be more than even 48 feet. Okay, so this is the difference between all these horizons. One is depth. Now we'll be seeing the structural difference. So as we discussed in this first point, that the horizons are based on what? On colors, roots, structures and rock fragment. तो जो भी चीज़ें हम लोग उन पर्टिकुलर horizons में मिलती हैं जिस अमाउंट में, उसके बेसिस पे हम लोग क्लासीफाई करते हैं. See, like this O horizon, this contains what? The layers of organic matters, leaves, roots, okay, animals, not roots, it contains the same, the topmost layer. ठीक है, जो डेड रिमेन्स है तुम्हारे प्लांट्स, डेड डिकेइंग प्लांट्स के, एनिमल्स के, ओके, ऑल दीज आर देयर. तो इसका टेक्सचर कैसा होगा? क्वाइट सॉफ्ट इन नेचर. Then there is your A horizon, which is also known as topsoil or biomantle horizon. Okay, so the color of this particular topsoil is comparatively darker than O horizon. Okay, this particular topsoil has what? It contains earthworms, fungi, bacteria, all the small microorganisms, and all the animals, they will be living in this particular horizon. Okay, this horizon contains major soil, जो सबसे ज़्यादा weathered. मोस्ट वेदर्ड सॉइल जो होता है, जो अभी सोलियम लेयर में तुम लोगों ने देखा था, तो आफ्टर ह्यूमस लेयर दिस लेयर कम्स, दैट इज टॉप सॉइल लेयर. Yeah, the next layer is your E horizon, which is also known as leaching layer, and E over here stands for elevation layer. It is also sometimes known as elevation layer. What is elevation? It is the movement of dissolved or suspended materials. Okay, so that is the reason why it is known as leaching also. Why? Because leachate effect. अगर leachate effect सबने पढ़ा होगा तो याद होगा तुम लोगों को. What was leachate effect? Anybody who can tell me the what is leachate effect? No one. Yes, Pratham Kumar, you are about to say something. Have you ever heard this term leachate?
No, sir.
Never heard of it. How can this
No, sir.
happen? It is taught in science only. In 10th only you might have studied this. Again in 12th, whenever you study this, EVS, environmental science, or any kind of basic science, it is always taught. Go and search for the word leachate. Leachate. Okay, I'll ask this in next lecture again. Why this is known as leaching layer? Because it has the same effect as that of leachate layer. That is the this thing, the flow of, or you can say dissolving of the entire suspended particles or minerals will take place, and they will move out of the soil. Okay, that is your the effect which is known as leaching layer, by which it is known as leaching layer. Okay, so the property of this particular horizon is that it is lighter in color, and the layers are either above it or below it. Okay, then depth, it is having more depth than the other layers like O and A horizon, but comparatively lesser than the bottommost layer. Okay, then B horizon is there, which is considered to be known as, also known as subsoil. पहले top soil के बाद subsoil. See, common terms you might already have heard about these. Top soil हो गया, subsoil हो गया, then bedrock हो गया. ये सारे क्या हैं? Common terms हैं. But when it comes to technical terms, this common soil, subsoil is known as B horizon, top soil is known as A horizon. Okay, so these are all the technical terms and the differences. So you all have studied already all these things, but there's a need to revise it again with the technical term. Now you're studying the technical aspect. Okay, so this B horizon is found at a depth of 10 to 30 feet. They are rich in clay and minerals like iron and aluminium. The color, talking about the color, it is mostly light colored. Why light colored? Light color वाले में क्या होता है? It doesn't contain humus. It contains less organic matter. So even this will also contain less organic matter. And the plant's roots, the roots of the plant, they can penetrate up to this particular layer, that is B horizon. Okay, so again the same diagram जो अभी थोड़ी देर पहले देखा था, सोलियम एंड सैप्रोलाइट, but over here what is the difference? Now I have mentioned the horizons also. Now you can see quite easily, this is O horizon, then A horizon, then E, and then B, and over here E horizon is there. Okay, see, this is what saprolite. Okay, there's a mistake. Kindly correct this. जो saprolite है, saprolite के आगे C horizon आएगा, है ना? E horizon is already over here. Saprolite के आगे, kindly mark it as correction.
C horizon.
Yes. Okay, so this C horizon is here. Over here you can see the image. That is the bottommost this thing layer. One of the bottommost layer is your C horizon, or known as saprolite. मोस्टली इसमें क्या होगा, कोई ऑर्गेनिक मैटर नहीं मिलेगा तुम्हारा. इट इज ऑलवेज डिवॉइडेड ऑफ organic matter. Why? Because it is so deep down in the ground surface that no organic matter will be present over there. Okay, then ये क्या है तुम्हारा partially weathered parent material होता है इसमें पूरा. You won't be finding such finely grounded soils and all. You will be finding what? You will be finding partially weathered parent material. That means पूरा rock structure ही मिलेगा, लेकिन bed rock से कम amount में rocks मिलेंगे as compared to the bedrock. Okay, and the last layer, which is your R horizon, this is your unaltered bedrock. मतलब जहाँ पर तुम्हारी weathering start भी नहीं हुई होती, the final layer or the bottom most layer. Okay, इनकी depth होती है आपकी 48 feet से भी ज़्यादा. It is greater than 48 feet. Okay, so this is your deepest soil horizon in the soil profile. Okay, how the colors will be designated in this particular horizon, it will depend upon the mineral which is imparting color to the rocks. That means the rocks contain whatever major mineral the rock will be containing, the same color rock will be there and same color will be imparted to the R horizon. Okay, see here there is another typical example of horizons. All the horizons soil profile is there. The first profile is the topmost layer is O horizon. Okay, then A horizon, then E horizon, then B, C, and the last one, that is bedrock. So you can see one beautiful texture over here. क्या टेक्सचर है? एक तो अगर डिफरेंसेस क्या है, एक टेक्सचर की अगर बात करोगे तो सबसे टॉप मोस्ट लेयर में तुम्हें सबसे ज़्यादा वेदर्ड मटेरियल मिल रहा है, और सब जैसे जैसे नीचे जाओगे तो जो वेदरिंग है वो कम होती जा रही है. दैट मीन्स बेसिकली वेदरिंग हो कहाँ से रही है? वेदरिंग स्टार्ट हो रही है बॉटम मोस्ट लेयर से और ऊपर तक आते आते वेदरिंग बढ़ रही है. ठीक. सेकेंड चीज जो तुम ऑब्जर्व करोगे कि टॉप मोस्ट लेयर, सिंस इट इज कंटेनिंग द मोस्ट नंबर ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक मैटर, so it is comparatively dark in color, and the bottommost layer, since it is not containing organic matter at all or humus at all, so this is quite lighter shade in color. Okay, so this is how you can study the entire soil profile and mark the differences. So roots कहाँ तक grow करेंगी? Up to the E horizon, that is यहाँ तक, subsoil layer तक. Okay, see now I'm showing you this image. Kindly let me know which horizon is this. ये भी थोड़ी देर पहले तुम लोगों ने इमेज देखी थी. So which kind of horizon is this? The one which is having leaching effect, leaching layer. ठीक है, अभी बताया था जो leaching layer हो रहा था. The horizon which is forming leaching
Yes,
layer.
sir.
Which horizon was that? See, I will go back to that particular horizon again. Here, this is your E horizon. ठीक है, E horizon, E stands for elevation. Elevation means what? Elevation means the movement of dissolved or suspended materials out of A horizon. Okay, this is also known as leaching layer. So this is the same image which is shown over here. Okay, so that was all for today. We'll meet in the next lecture. Any doubt up till now?